poorest health care, the gift of life, and with it, a greater opportunity for liberty. On November 9, 2016, and on every day since the election of Donald J. Trump, a narcissistic scoundrel of a con man turned opportunistic politician, this once great nation has been on a breakless descent into a seemingly unending hellscape of national despair. 60% of our countrymen and women, especially those of color, Native Americans, and the poor, are ignored by a scalawag whose only love is for himself and his billionaire friends. It is heartrending that Trump has convinced a cavalcade of sunshine patriots and the misguided desperate to believe that they could be masters above all others if they just embrace hatred and violence and make him their petty tyrant. Malcolm Nance reveals in this recording how Trump violated the oath of office after having been elected with the assistance of our foreign enemies and a disgraceful alliance of neo-Nazis, white supremacists, and congressional toadies who may best be called fifth columnists. All of these so-called citizens allowed Trump free rein to transform America from a constitutional republic to a constitutional autocracy, with our beloved national contract a mere fig leaf. Nance outlines the long, disgraceful journey into the wretched, putrid bilge of Trump's nascent authoritarianism. It lays bare the plan to enrich himself at the expense of America's national security and his mad desire to mimic the iron-fisted rule of his peers, a ruthless Russian dictator, a North Korean mass murderer, and an assortment of communist autocrats. I hope I inspired a few of you in my role as Josiah Bartlett, the fictional president in the TV series The West Wing, when he said, "We did not expect, nor did we invite, a confrontation with evil. Yet the true measure of a people's strength is how they rise to master that moment when it does arrive. But every time we think we have measured our capacity to meet a challenge, we look up and we're reminded that that capacity may well be limitless. This is a time for American heroes. We will do what is hard. We will achieve what is great. This is a time for American heroes, and we reach for the stars." I am sure that, informed listener, you will realize you are the heroes we have been waiting for. With your enlightened passion, America will survive. Martin Sheen, Los Angeles, California, August 2019. Introduction. When I first wrote about the Trump-Russia scandal in my books The Plot to Hack America, 2016, and The Plot to Destroy Democracy, 2018, I did not suspect that the nation would still, in 2019, be embroiled in what is clearly the greatest scandal in the history of the United States. There has not been one day where revelations about the activities of Donald Trump and his associates related to their activities with Russia was not the top news story in the country. All during the Mueller investigation, Trump sought to frame his version of the investigation as a witch hunt and insisted there was no collusion, no collusion, no collusion. However, once the actual report was released, a whole new phase of the Trump-Russia scandal was unleashed. In December 2018, just months before the special counsel's report would be submitted, Trump appointed William Barr as U.S. Attorney General, who became his private hitman. When former FBI Director Robert Mueller III delivered the report to Barr in March 2019, the news media was initially bamboozled by the new Attorney General's 4-page memorandum, which concluded that the evidence developed during the special counsel's investigation is not sufficient to establish the president committed an obstruction of justice offense, and also that the report did not find.
To keep listening to this audiobook, I've left you a link in the description so you can do it at no cost thanks to Audible's 30-day free trial.